On some breaking developments coming in right at the top of this edition, interviewing Pakistan's ousted and corrupt ex-Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has come down heavily on Pakistan's newspaper, The Dawn. The circulation of the newspaper has been stopped in military-controlled cantonment areas. The Press Council of Pakistan has sent a notice to The Dawn. The Dawn group also faces an unannounced ban. Let's go straight across to our correspondent, Siddharth Simple, who's joining us for more on this. Siddharth, what more do we know?
Well, this is a big development which is happening in Pakistan, that the Dawn newspaper has been issued a notice by the Press Council of Pakistan. The council has asked for a clarification on the interview, the big interview of the former Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, where he conceded that Pakistan was responsible for the 26/11 terror attacks here in India and Mumbai. And the notice said that publishing this interview was a violation of the ethical code. And as I've already told you, that this interview has rattled the establishment, particularly the army there. Remember, there was this National Security Council meet in Pakistan, after which the statement was called as something that is anti-national. And now we are seeing this notice. This shows that the media is also under pressure. Sources tell WION that the Dawn group is facing unannounced ban. Circulation of Dawn newspaper has been stopped in many military-controlled cantonment areas. Even hawkers they have been instructed not to deliver Dawn newspaper in military-controlled residential areas. Dawn News TV has also been taken down in several parts of the country. Remember, in February, Geo News was abruptly taken down in 80% of Pakistan. The ban, of course, there for that television channel. So now media being targeted after that explosive interview by the former Pakistani Prime Minister, where he considered that 26/11 was an insider hand done by non-state actors in Pakistan. So this interview is going to rattle the politics there for a long time. And now we are seeing media under the pressure, with this notice being sent by the Press Council of Pakistan saying that publishing this interview was a violation of the ethical code.
A classic case there, Siddhant, of shooting the messenger. Not surprising though, given that the freedom of press in Pakistan has attracted widespread criticism and recent cases of journalists being attacked as well. But this time around, the newspaper being targeted merely for publishing a former Pakistan Prime Minister's interview.
Yes, very true. And remember, WION's correspondent Taha Siddiqui also faced a lot of problems. He had to leave the country after he was attacked by unknown gunmen in the country. And now Dawn newspaper being targeted for that explosive interview that has rattled the army there in Pakistan, because that interview concedes that Pakistan was responsible. And we saw measures by the Pakistani army itself after that interview. There was a committee meeting, and of course army is rattled because army has been the structures here in Pakistan providing safe havens to the country. So there was this big debate, and that big debate has now become bigger with this notice being sent by the Press Council of Pakistan. Well, we all know about this body. This is a paperless tiger, a toothless body in the country, and now this body has dared to send this notice to Dawn newspaper, the newspaper that has been as old as Pakistan. It's older than Pakistan. It used to run from Delhi, and now we are seeing this notice being sent mainly because this interview was published in which the former Pakistani Prime Minister accepted that the 26/11 was an insider hand. It was planned and plotted in Pakistan itself, and the mastermind was there from Pakistan. So here's a big development happening after that explosive view.
Right, and for the benefit of those who might just be tuning in, Siddhant, if you can just elaborate for our viewers what exactly the Press Council there has said in that notice it's sent out to the Dawn newspaper.
Well, this notice basically says that publishing this interview was a violation of the ethical code. The notice mentions about the interview which was published in the newspaper, and it was of course done by Cyril Almeida. He's a journalist who has been causing controversy in Pakistan. The last time he reported on a meeting between the army and the establishment when Nawaz Sharif was in power, when he was still the Prime Minister, till the Panama Papers happened. His name, of course, was since he published that story in which he told to the world that how Pakistan is being isolated and how the army and the political establishment know that Pakistan is being isolated. And now there's another explosive piece coming from Cyril Almira. So he is again in the center of controversy there in Pakistan for doing this interview. He primarily did the interview while Nawaz Sharif was on a poll campaign in Multan, and during the course of the interview he talked about several topics, and he also touched upon 2611, in which the former Prime Minister of Pakistan responded saying that it was an inside job. So clearly now pressure is increasing on the media for exposing what the Pakistani army has been doing, indulging in anti-India rhetoric, and not only indulging, sponsoring terror cases in India, especially the infamous 2611 terror attack in Mumbai.
Right, and Siddhant, even the kind of cover-up that the Pakistan establishment tried to resort to post the publication of that interview. For example, Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi himself targeting the media overall and saying that it had misrepresented the statement that was made by Nawaz Sharif.
Yes, of course, there was a cover-up. Later on, we saw that there was this meeting of the committee, and committee coming out with a long page press release saying that Nawaz Sharif is saying contrary to what is the fact, and facts, of course.
Hold that thought there, Siddhant. I'll just come back to you. Also joining us, the broadcast is senior journalist Ahmad Shaheen from Islamabad. Thanks very much for speaking with us here on WION, Ahmad. The latest that we do know at this point is that it's a notice that's been sent out by the press council there to Dawn. Is this notice specific about a ban altogether on the newspaper?
When it comes to the two media groups, Dawn Media Group and WION Media Group, any notices do not really bother the news organizations and the groups as much as the practical implications of the hatred that the centers of power have against especially these two media groups, and especially in important areas and areas that come under the military, which includes defense areas, which are like huge areas and very posh areas. A lot of newspaper readers are there. These areas are very well defended because of the security situation, and the same security prevents publications from the same group of newspapers and Dawn group of newspapers to reach those areas anyway. There is an unannounced ban on Dawn newspaper, and it's been going on since many months. Only recently, after negotiations, unofficial negotiations of the WION group, this ban has been relaxed, but still several publications of the media group I work for are not allowed in the military areas. So any notices are not the biggest concern for media groups. The biggest concerns are the physical clampdown on newspapers, banning TV channels on cables and banning physical transportation of newspapers across the country, but especially in military-controlled areas. So it's not a new thing happening to Dawn, but the notification is in light of the recent statement of the former Prime Minister. But Dawn is our competitor, so I have no sympathies with Dawn apart from the fact that Dawn is being illegally not allowed to distribute their newspapers since many months now.
Absolutely, a classic case, as we just pointed out, of shooting the messenger, of targeting the media yet again. And Emma, as you said, it's not the first time, but that is all the more a reason for concern. The very fact that this clamping down on Dawn adds to the string of many incidents in which Pakistan has resorted to clamping down on the freedom of press in the country there. In the latest that we know, the Press Council of Pakistan there has issued a notice to the Dawn newspaper merely for publishing that interview of former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Remember, that interview had quoted controversy. The Prime Minister of Pakistan himself had resorted to a cover-up of sorts, trying to say that the media had misinterpreted that interview that was published. We're going to leave it there for the moment, though. Ahmad Shaheen and Siddhant Sibal Appreciate very much you joining us on the broadcast for more on that. That will, of course, remain one of our continuing focus here on WION as we track further reactions coming in on those developments.